Hello, today we're going to do 18.4 simultaneous equations on graphs. So we've done simultaneous equations anyway, but this time it's on graphs. We're going to go quickly through how to draw a straight line, which we've done before, but it's just a recap. So if you're happy with that, you can skip it, although it's probably worth a watch anyway. Then I'm going to do solving using the graph, and then just some examples of the sort of question you're going to get. Okay, so this topic, once you get it, it's pretty simple. Makes simultaneous equations easy, so let's get into it. So, drawing a line. Remember, if you know how to do this, that's fine. You can skip forward. There's two ways to do it. Let me start with green, and we'll do... so there's kind of a slower way and a faster way. We're going to start off here, and we're going to do the way that if you're not confident, this is probably the best way. What you do, make a table. You have your x values and your y values, and you can choose any value for x. Here we go from -7 to 7, so we're going to choose something in between then. And why not make it as easy as possible? The easiest number is 0, then maybe 1 and 2. Now, you only actually need 2 values, but it's always safe to go for a third, just to make sure. You can do as many as you want, you can do another one. But there's no real reason to. So what you do now is you take x here, and we put our values of x in. So x is 0 here, so we get 0, minus 0, add 3. What do we get? Just 3. So y is 3. And we fill it in for the rest of the table. So now we have -1, add 3. So it's 2. Then, and so on. So then -2, add 3 is 1. -3, add 3 is 0. Okay. So we're just putting our value of x into this x here. And because it's got a minus in front of it, it becomes a minus, a negative. Okay. So hopefully you're following along. You make that table, and then you just have to plot the points that you've been given. So we have 0, 3. So x is 0, y is 3. 2, 1. Sorry, 1, 2. So x is 1, y is 2. So that's here. And then once you've got 2 points, you can actually make the line. But I'm just saying that's the reason why we do a third point, just to make sure that we've got the line correct. So it should be making a straight line. So the next point, 2, 1. Yeah, we see it's fitting in. If we had a point up here, we'd know we'd done something wrong, but we haven't. So we know it's going to make a straight line. Let's just check the third, fourth, since we did it. 3, 0. Yeah. So now get your ruler, connect them all as best you can, and draw your line. When you're drawing a line, always go right to the edge of the axes you've drawn. It's just better. So there you go, that's the first line. Now the other way of doing it, the way I usually do it, just because it's a bit quicker, is if we know the gradient and the intercept, so here we should be able to tell gradient is 2, intercept equals -1, just from how we've talked about in the past. So we know that it intercepts at -1, and the gradient's 2, so every 1 across we're going up 2, 1 across, up 2, like this. And you see we've already got our 4 points, like from the other line. And get your ruler, drawing them up. When we're doing this, my points aren't going to be the best because I'm not using squared paper, unlike you, so you should all have perfect points. And there you go, that's our 2 lines. So that's drawing a line. And yeah, so we'll go on to the next part. We've got 2 lines drawn already here. We have y equals x plus 1 in blue, and y equals 3x take away 5 in green. Okay, so we could solve these normally. We learned how to do it in the other chapter. It's just a pair of simultaneous equations. Because we have y equals and y equals, they both equal each other. So then we can solve this. I'll just do it quickly. I'm going to take away x from this side. So I get just 1 left here. 2x, take away 5. I'm going to add 5, add 5. 6 equals 2x. Divided by 2. 3 equals x. Now we're halfway there. X is 3. I'm going to stick it into this first one to find out y. So y equals x, which is 3. Add 1. Y equals 4. So there's our answer to this equation. But the reason we're doing this graph is so we don't have to do all this working out. So we look at the two lines that have been drawn. These are the lines of these equations here. And what's interesting about them? Well, there's a point where they cross. And what's the coordinates of this point? Well, it's meant to be 3, 4. I just drew them badly. So you have x is 3 and y equals 4. And it's just what we've got given here. So when we're trying to solve simultaneous equations, we can just plot the graphs, and it's wherever they cross. Wherever they cross, that's the coordinates we get given, and the coordinates are just the answer to the equation. So hopefully that made sense. We're going to see some more examples now. This is the sort of question you might get asked. And let's see if we can sort of follow along and make sure you can do it. So it says solve the sim equations. That's just short for simultaneous because I couldn't fit it in. And then it gives you 3 questions with some different equations in. And you can see we've already got 3 equations drawn on the graph. So our first step is to identify which one's which. So we have blue, green and red. So let's start off with, let's do green. So the easiest way to identify which one's which is just looking at the intercept. They all have different intercepts, so they all have different, like plus c's. The bit that's plus c is going to be different for each of them. So let's say we started off with green, didn't we? So we're looking for one with an intercept of 2, so it has to be plus 2. Oh, so this one. Okay, same equation there. Let's do blue. What's the intercept of blue? Well, it's 4. Crosses through at 4. So we're looking for plus 4 and plus 4. And lastly, red. Oops, no. Red. So the intercept of red is minus 1. So yeah, minus 1 and minus 1. Okay, and we can double check them by checking their gradients. So for green, the gradient is just 1. So it should be going up steadily 1 at a time. Yep, we can see that it looks like it is. Then we have blue has a gradient of minus 1. And yeah, it's actually, these should be perpendicular because they have opposite gradients. That should be a right angle, which it is. So that's good. And then gradient of red is 1/4. Yep, it's going up very, very slowly, very steadily. So yeah, and we can see it goes across 4 before it goes up by 1. So yeah, it's 1/4. Right, so we could solve them the way we've done them in the past, but the whole point of this chapter is to show us we can do it in the graph. So let's have a look. We're looking where green and blue cross. It's here. So we have the coordinates 1, 3. So our answer is just x equals 1, y equals 3. It's that easy. That's all you have to do. So now green and red cross here. So what's the coordinates? It's minus 4, minus 2. So we just put in x equals minus 4, y equals minus 2. And if you're not sure about these, you can put them into the equations and check. So let's say x is minus 4. So we have minus 4 add 2, which is minus 2. Oh yeah, y equals minus 2. And try the other one. 1/4 x. So 1/4 of minus 4 is minus 1. Take away 1. That's minus 2. So yeah, they're working. You can always just put them in just to check. But the last one, blue and red, it's here. Coordinates are 4, 0. So we just get x equals 4, y equals 0. And we can check again if you want to. So this is the sort of question you're going to be asked. First step to identify the lines, then it's just reading the coordinates really. Sometimes you'll have to draw the line, so remember you've got these two methods, but that'll be the hardest thing. Just make sure you're drawing everything neatly and accurately and you should get the answers correct. And that's it. That's it really. So the work I want you to do is it's page 100, starts on page 171. And I want you to do all the non-brain ones. All the non-brain questions. So there's some drawing, not a lot, so it should be all right. Most of them are already drawn for you, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then if you want to push yourself, you can try the brains, but they're the extension, because I know some people are struggling in this topic already. So anyway, tomorrow in the lesson we'll go through, in the Zoom lesson, we'll finish off the exam as quick as we can, and then we'll go on to questions for this topic. I know some people are struggling to draw lines and stuff. Hopefully that recap gave you a bit of help, and this, although it's simultaneous equations, is actually quite straightforward, hopefully. Message me if you've got any questions. Yeah, and good luck.